Okay, does this curtain thingy, which looks really crappy compared to the other graphics, by the way, like remind anyone of Super Mario Bros. 2, or is that just me? I don't know. You know me and my weird little references here. So yeah, like an hour and a half later, we're finally at the actual credit sequence. Okay. I know we have like an optional boss battle after this. I think I don't know much about it. I just know that it exists. Then I have like bonus footage and everything planned and all this, but after this, so this won't be the entire end, but thoughts. Trying to compile them in my head all at once here. It has been one hell of a year. I will say that. I mean, obviously, it's been very, very, very nearly a year. That was cute. Since I initially started this. I will make a little confession here. I don't think I've stated this before. I chose this game. Well, there were some influential factors that went into this. I consider LPing this game, like especially Blind, to be kind of an impulse. And it was something I had a really, really good feeling about, that I wasn't going to have any regrets, and I certainly don't. And I had like such a good feeling about this. To get this LP started, literally cost me $800. Now, before anyone freaks out of, oh my god, you spent like $800 on a gamble like that? A lot of the money went to the hardware, because I had to buy, like the PVR, for instance, that was like $200 right there. The PSP, the game, the cables to hook it up to the PVR and everything like that. Because, I mean, some people have been asking throughout the LP, no, this is not being emulated. This is being run on actual hardware. And half of that went to the TV, because my piece of crap TV, it barely, I got a signal to come through. I had to use composite cables, and she dragging it by the hair, that's cute, instead of component cables, so that obviously affected the quality. But I mean, the image was like so small on the screen, and so blurry, you couldn't even read it. Like seriously, it was that bad. So obviously I had to get a new TV just to play the game, and obviously like the new TV, because the other one was literally manufactured in 1993, and no, I am not kidding about that, folks. Obviously, I'm gonna get more use out of the TV and the PVR. So, you know, it was money well spent overall. But even the stuff I spent just on this game whatsoever, totally worth it. I don't have like a particular ranking system, but and I'm not the kind of person who plays like a lot of games. I have like a very tiny niche of games I play like over and over and over again and things like that. And I haven't really played any recent games or anything. But I mean, of the games I have played, definitely top 5. Definitely, hands down, no fair. And for that reason, I mean, I'm really glad my instinct of that I was really going to enjoy this really paid off, because it really did. Despite any mishaps and whatever, and pissing and moaning I have done throughout the game or whatever, because I complain about absolutely everything that doesn't make sense to me. I know some people haven't quite figured that out yet, and not everything I say that's complaining is meant to be entirely negative. It's just my, you know, random thoughts. You know, I question everything that doesn't make any sense to me, and it comes off worse than I mean to. That's a nice shot right there. But this was great from beginning to end. I mean, yes, it had its moments, and no, it was not perfect, but it was great. The After Years itself was pretty cool. It wasn't perfect, and there were a lot of things that needed a lot of work, but even from the start, like all the way through, I can tell they had good intentions. It just wasn't executed as well as it could have been. Like, there were some plot holes and some explanations and some like dialogue changes that they could have made that would have made a lot more sense and could have made it work better. So I will say that. I actually already started this. I started this like a month or two ago. Like I did with the first game, I do have, you know, like a character and plot analysis in progress. Warning though, it is going to be huge. I've only touched on the basics, and obviously I don't have like end game. Like I started it like before I actually started the final chapter, by the way. And I don't think I've updated since then. So obviously I have all that input to put in there. and things like that. And I've only gone through about 6 characters. The thing so far is about 4,000 words long. That's like several pages. So this thing is going to be like an epic by the time I'm done through that. And it's probably going to take me a long time to compile and whatnot. And yeah, let's watch the opening intro while I'm ranting about this. One last time, just for good measure. So I do have one of that planned out and give it some of my thoughts so I don't go too much into detail. And plus I still need to fully process what the heck happened in this past hour and a half and things like that. And because obviously your opinions do change between, first glance and remulling it over and things like that. And I want that necklace. You never see her with it, but it's kind of weird. Why does she looks really blonde in that picture, though. Maybe it's just bad lighting. I don't know. Yeah, I love my random thoughts that are going through my head. But, I mean, what the hell was I going to say? I don't know. I lost my train of thought already. But, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed playing this. And I have no regrets whatsoever. And let me tell you, since I started playing this game, there has not a single day has gone by where I haven't thought about this game. Like, even on the days I haven't recorded or anything like that, because oftentimes, unless I say, I'm posting episodes back-to-back or anything like that, the episodes are uploaded the same way they're recorded. So it's not like, I'm thinking about it because I have to upload. Like, I think about this, I have thought about this game and the events and my random little headcanons and things like that constantly. My buddy Lucas, the one who joined me for Cedar's Tale because he's such a great pal. Not that you guys know who he is, but ask him. He's gonna put up with my headcanon bullcrap all the time. I mean, I think about this constantly. It's like bad. Like when I get into a fandom, I really, really get into it, and I have absolutely no regrets about this one. And now that I'm finally finished, I can go around and read badly written fan fiction to my heart's delight. Well, actually, I don't read badly written fan fiction. Good written fan fiction, yes, is somewhat difficult to find if you don't know how to find it, but yeah. Oh yeah, I read fanfics all the time. I like seeing what normal people, if you could define people as normal, that's an argument that's neither here nor there. Like regular old Joes like me, I like to see what they think about it and how they analyze the characters and things like that, and I really enjoy that. So, yeah, shut up, I read fanfiction. Shut up, let me enjoy it. Not that anyone's already making fun of me, but somebody probably will. But yes, a big, huge hearty thank you to all of you who have helped me out, given me advice, whatever. I'm sorry sometimes I couldn't make full use of it sometimes, depending on my recording schedule and things like that. And, especially big thank you for people who may have stayed with me from the beginning till the end. I mean, I know I've gotten new subscribers in the meantime or anything like that, but I mean, I'm just going to do that just so the intro doesn't play again, because I'm not done talking yet. I still got like another 2 or 3 minutes in here. And of course I lost my train of thought. But like everybody who's, put up with my bullcrap or anything like that, or helped out, or like anybody who's gotten any sort of entertainment and enjoyment out of this, thank you so much. Obviously this was my first time doing an LP blind. And needless to say, as a result of that, obviously there's some experimentation involved and things like that, and, you don't have things planned, and you don't know how you're going to react and things like that. And I'm terribly sorry, especially toward the end with that bullcrap with the new headset. I mean, obviously I had technical difficulties along the way. I fixed some of it with, YouTube's editing thing, but you can definitely see a change in quality from when, especially the after years, when I started and when I actually finished. Because there was a lot of experimenting I had to do and things like that. And obviously there's, YouTube's compression and reformatting and things like that taken into consider. You have no idea how many, 30-second test clips I have uploaded just for this. And it still took me forever to get it right. And the way I got it just right was actually kind of counterintuitive, because I had to change settings on my actual, the things weren't as sharp as they needed to be. So I was trying to sharpen it, but that was screwing other things up, so I had to fix the contrast and the brightening to, compensate for what, fixing the sharpness did and everything like that. And like I said, I've kind of gone back and used YouTube's editing to kind of undo some of the changes that were wrought that, okay, this is bad, but this is worse, and I kind of took the bad instead of the worst kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, let's like scroll through like the chapter thing is here. And ironically, the thing that fixed it was obviously the PVR with its own setup. I can change some settings how I actually had to reduce the sharpness from how it recorded and add a little bit back in editing, and that's what fixed the problem. It's like, yeah, it was blurry in the first place, so let's undo the sharpness to make it sharper. Kind of counterintuitive, but it worked, and it took me forever to get that right, because I didn't realize what the problem was, and it was just random testing of, okay, let's see what this does, that finally got it fixed. So yeah, when you're doing a blind LP like this, I mean, the sucky part is, unless something really, really, really goes wrong and you like lose your recording, you know, half the point of it is seeing your reaction. So the sucky part is, you like are forced to take the first take, regardless of if it's good or not, and that kind of sucks. But at the same time, you know, part of the reason for doing, you know, such an old game like this blind is, and a mild I mean, even though I kind of said earlier I kind of did this on impulse, a minor reason for me to have actually gone through with this was because the game was old, and I thought people might be interested in seeing, you know, a newcomer, you know, to the game, and actually the Final Fantasy franchise in its entirety. Like, this literally was the first Final Fantasy thing. I mean, I played Dissidia and I played Duodecum. And obviously, you know, guys know I'm planning on playing Final Fantasy V. This was my introduction to Final Fantasy. I have seen LPs of a couple Final Fantasy games in press, like particularly like 10 and 13, and I think 1 and 2, and probably I think 3. And I know, like, I saw a little bit of this game way, like 5 or 6 years ago, and I didn't remember jack shit about it, except for Meridian, Paladin, Cecil. That was the only thing I remembered about that, and I'm remembering that much was actually a miracle for me. But, you know, I thought you guys might be interested in seeing, you know, someone new react, and, you know, how it feels to not have the nostalgia factor coming into play and things like that. And some people did say they appreciated it and things like that, and what, not everybody did, but, you know, that's the trade-off here. You know, you can't please everybody and all that good stuff and whatever. So yeah, it was an interesting experience. About Final Fantasy V, while I'm talking about blind LP-ness and things like that, 5 is not going to be done blind. I haven't fully compiled my thoughts about how I'm going to do that yet. It's not going to come for a little bit, because I have 1 LP I have to finish, and I have 2 more in the works that are lined up. One of them is going to be relatively short, so it may come after that. So, I mean, you'll probably see it by springtime. My initial thought for it right now is to record my first playthrough of it, like the first time I'm actually playing it, but actually, you know, like use guides and like walkthroughs in the background so I can kind of get a gist of where I'm going. So it will kind of be new, but at the same time, I won't be going into it completely blind and waiting for people to tell me what to do, or, you know, how I screwed up or anything like that. Or, I mean, obviously, I still need help because obviously, you know, the class system and, well, the ability system technically, and, you know, so I won't be, you know, I will still need a little bit of help, that, you know, because guides can't give you personal advice or anything like that. It just gives one person's perspective on, okay, this is what you need to do, but it doesn't give you, you know, the wide range of, okay, you can do this differently. So I don't know if that's exactly what I am going to be doing with it, but it's a thought for it. I may give a playthrough, you know, because obviously I'm going to be using an emulator. I am going to do the advanced version, by the way. I may do a playthrough on my own first and use a guide and get my experience from that. I don't know. So I just know it's not going to be completely blind like this one. And in fact, I've already been spoiled on the plot so far. I know a few other details, but I know the gist of it is, you know, Hobo and a Chocobo versus evil tree thing. You know, I do know that much. And a few other minor details and things like that, which are neither here nor there, nor important or anything like that. So, yeah, have I become a Final Fantasy fan now? Maybe. Playing 1 game and 2 spin-offs is hardly enough to call me a fan of, like, that I am, say, like a Zelda, for instance. But it's definitely opened my eyes to it, so, you know, a year and a half ago or so, and I have even admitted this, I was not the biggest RPG person in the world. And while RPGs are not my favorite genre of games by any means, playing this with like a great storyline and great characters, and I gotta admit, I love the graphics on this, like the art style and everything like that, love it. Perfect proof that you do not need 3D or like fancy high-def next-gen graphics to tell a good story and make a good game and make it look good. Great example of that. And I lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry, guys. It's been like an hour and 45 minutes since I started recording, and this is probably like part 4 by now. But yes, a big, huge thank you to everybody who has helped me out, to all the little people out there, you know, who have, you know, like inspired me to the spontaneous decision to play the game. I can't really name them all because I can't remember who the hell they were. Half of them were because it was a year ago and things like that. I definitely, if you have not played this game or have not played Complete Collection or have played, you know, previous incarnations, I would definitely recommend picking it up. It is completely awesome. Sold, like, the game itself, best 30 goddamn bucks I ever spent. I'm dead freaking serious here, folks. But yes, big hearty thank you to everybody who has supported me through all this. Like I said, it has been one hell of a year. For this, just speaking from this game and not life in general, it has been one hell of a great year. I am very glad I picked this game up. Whatever spontaneous decision eluded me to make this purchase, thank you, whatever spirits or whatever, because I am really glad I got the chance to enjoy this, and I'm really glad all of you got the chance to enjoy this as well, if indeed you did. Without your support, I wouldn't even be here. I mean, a year ago when I started this game, I wasn't partner. Well, I am now. Not to brag or anything like that, and that's kind of a non sequitur, but I mean, it's all about, you know, your support means everything to me, and through this ups and downs that the game, you know, and this LP was, you know, kind of a disaster at some moments and things like that. For a blind LP and for kind of experimental with it, I'm really glad of, you know, how it turned out in the end, despite all the mishaps and whatever. You know, it was a learning experience and things like that, and whatever. And I'm going to shut up now because I have bonus episodes to start doing. So you have not seen the last of this LP just yet. I mean, we still have that whatever bonus boss that give me tips on what the hell to do. I just know it exists, and that's about all I know. That's probably going to be the last episode you're going to hear my commentary on this, because the bonus episodes are just footage of various things. Actually, I should go through a list. One of which is going to be every single band in the game. I still have the technical details to work out how I want to do that. But yes, that's one regret I have about it. I didn't really show it off and didn't really use enough characters. But then again, a lot of them... This game is like tiers of characters where some clearly suck and some are clearly awesome and some are okay. And that's the kind of crappy part. But you're going to have that like any game. So obviously, they kind of have every band. I have, as I've described before, starting from obviously when we get every party member to when we come to the moon, I've already started it and I'm partway through. Every character's reaction before, during, and after battle of every single boss, all the way through. Oh my god, I have 12 hours of footage recorded that already, and I'm not even finished B1 of the depths for crying out, well, B5 technically, of the depths yet. I mean, there's seriously so much footage involved in that one. 95% of it's going to run up on the cutting room floor. There is another one I have where I've recorded all the cutscenes from, you know, the final moon, the final dungeon. I have another file, which is the poor man's file, of how things change depending on, obviously, which characters you bring along, that being the characters that are optional, and things like that. And there is at least there's one cutscene that does change depending on what you do. Basically, it's the file of how to screw everything up and still progress. Like, for example, I don't have the party members that are optional. I didn't save Leviathan. I didn't save Asura. Obviously, I didn't save Bahamut. And Golbez is dead, so things change depending on that. And the ending sequence is probably going to change the result as well, but obviously I haven't gotten that far yet. But there's going to be a file with that and everything like that. So, I mean, that's like a ton of bonus footage I have planned for you guys and everything like that. So, you have not seen the last of me, and I know some people are sad to see this LP go, and I am as well, but like I said, you just have some bonus footage, and you do have another Final Fantasy game to look forward to, and I need to shut the crap up. Seriously, like, my voice is wavering because I didn't bring water because I was stupid. So thank you everybody. I'm almost going to start crying now, but thank you everybody for all your support through all this. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Big kiss, big hug to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me for Final Fantasy IV, the Complete Collection. You have yourselves a wonderful day.